3, 2, 1. Hopefully the F word didn't get caught. Hello, you're listening to Let's Drone Out, and I'm using the correct mic for a change, so I should sound a bit better. Hello to everyone in the chat. Ryan, how you doing? Martin McFly, Martian McFly, I should say. Numbskull, Richard Warwick, Lurgy, hello buddy, how you doing? And Tony's in the chat. So tonight you are joined by everyone's favourite man with a moustache, Stephen.
Hello.
My buddy Cole in Canada. Good job. Oh, sorry, buddy.
Hello.
Just talking.
You're about to call me Curry Kitten, weren't you? For like a second there, you almost just.
Yeah. Well, you know, yeah.
Cole's
finally back from being ill and a coughing mess.
Yep. Thankfully.
My darling wife.
Bonjour. I have to hold my breath every time you say that now.
Is it what from throwing up?
Yeah.
Like a reflex.
Oh, it's been 6 years, Jack.
Where's the ring?
300
so long.
352 episodes, man.
Wow.
It's insane.
That's
and
wild.
the thumbnail's only getting better.
Our thumbnail game is tight. Thanks, Cole.
Good.
All in a day's work.
And I'm Bright Until I Fly. Hello and welcome. So I guess we're gonna start arguing. Well, Stephen's done some analog flying. Should we start there and then we'll move on to the digital?
Well, Cole's done some analog flying or not analog flying, I guess. I've done some analog flying. I got one of these bad boys, these carbon fiber indestructible antennas from True RC.
Go Canada.
Yeah, go Canada. And I wanted to put it on something. So I put it on this little guy, which is called a Bando Basher, a little kind of squashed X frame from a UK guy. Had this cut ages ago from, I think, CNC Direct, one of these places. Yeah, it's a nice little quad, except I forgot that when you get everything working beautiful on an analog setup, you think, oh, the video's good, the tune's good. And you start to go a bit crazy on the throttle and you realize that you left the video wires too near the ESC and it just freaking cuts out the instant you like give it some welly. So that was fun and a little bit terrifying.
Yes.
Was it the usual like fuzzy little lines coming in on?
Yeah, turning into more black between the lines than remaining video. It was like actually blacking out sections of the frame. It was pretty full on.
Oh God!
What are you pointing at, buddy?
Ryan. Well, here, let me see here. So Ryan said I have some serious aloe vera going on.
Oh yeah. You want to be careful. We had one of those, and it grew so big that it just like suicided itself. Just jumped onto the floor.
Yeah. It's got a few more months in it, I think, before that.
And when they do go, like they look like they're fine, and of course it's healing and it's nice, but it stains like a SOB. Like it's clear, and then it turns into this bright red stain, just like someone's been murdered on the floor or something. It's ridiculous.
No fun.
I haven't flown analog for months, and I've got to fly analog next month because it's Wings and Wheels next month. I haven't booked it. I haven't even fixed my X class, and I think hopefully Wings and Wheels is at the end of the month and not the beginning, because I've got a lot of work to do and I've got to buy stuff.
Test it beforehand, or just go out into the middle of the field, throttle up, and everything catches fire.
Oh God, don't say that. No, I'm going over to Fossil HQ maybe next Friday, so I've got to get a PDB delivered before then. I know Hobby RC are doing one for 20 quid at the moment, 450 amp or something ridiculous. So I'm going to get that, and then I'm going to buy another. What do you call it? Let's play. Oh God, VTX.
Hang on, we have got.
Let's play Dementia.
Tell me what they're called. The VTX, DJI VTX.
Oh, air unit?
Small one.
Oh,
air
unit
light.
I can't believe how much it's gone up now. So my order for one PDB delivered with a CAD-X Vista and camera was nearly 200 quid.
Woo!
What?
They're 130 something pound again. Now they were like 90 quid. The last
Yeah,
time I
that's a bit
bought
of a jump.
a Vista was 90 quid. They're 136, I believe.
It is wrong. Is this a product of the? Should we talk about it? The Fat Shark.
Oh, let's get the rumor mill going.
Well, surely
Oh,
DJI would put their stuff down.
Well,
I think there's only a
everyone's
limited supply, isn't there, per month? So it's just how much are people panicking in a given month?
yeah.
Well, I've got to buy one and a PDB, so I'm going to have to shell out.
And there's talks of it no longer. They're not compatible with the new goggles.
Well,
Yeah,
don't
there's
worry
talk of
about
that, but there's also a statement out there saying that Cadex are going to continue to sell it no matter what.
Yeah.
Yeah, but for how long?
Well, yeah, how long is a piece of
Forever.
string?
Forever.
The actual VTX part itself is fairly robust. What you've got to worry about is the cameras. If you can't get the nice cameras, that's going to be a kicker.
I've got 29 days. Thanks, Richard Warwick, in the chat for letting me know how many days.
Richard Warwick every week is going to be counting down, so Tony knows how much trouble he's in.
So he can leave it till the last minute before he bothers to see if the X-Class is working. It's going to be the morning before Wings and Wheels. So take it out, put it in his front yard, wait till there's no neighbours walking past, and just quick little test hopper, put it through his own front room window.
Yeah, because you guys have only really got me for next week, and then after that I'm out.
You off for a while?
Yeah, I'm off for a while. Yeah, so it will be
on a world tour. Can you talk about it?
So next week's my last Let's Drone Out for a while.
Okay.
And I don't know whether I'll be fit and able to even do Wings and Wheels.
That's a shame. You're going in for your thing.
Yeah. So
okay. Well, at least that's going to be done and sorted. But it's a shame you won't make Wings and Wheels.
Yeah, I mean, I might, but I might be pushed around in Ryan's wheelchair.
Well, I mean,
that might be on the card.
We could do that as long as we can bump you into women and old grannies and things like that for a laugh. Yeah, well, I know you do it to me.
Just not into traffic.
That's only if he misbehaves.
I was so looking forward to Bottom when they were in the care home.
I know.
I thought that would have been amazing.
It would have been brilliant, but it's not to be.
Oh, man.
It's going to be nice seeing it. People from the chat there again. I'm pretty sure probably one Skull will go. I know Ryan from the chat's going to go. I don't know if Richard Warwick is.
Why is their advertising so bad for that event?
They haven't even corrected the year.
Are they not?
I don't believe the dates because it says 2021. Like that's probably not right, is it?
We're going back in time.
What happened last year? Where an X-Class flew over the barrier, or do we not talk about that?
It wasn't me, so you can talk about it if you want.
Yeah.
Who was it?
I don't know, but I
think I know who it was. Fandango.
All I saw when I attended last year's was someone's X-Class go into the field of grass, the big tall grass, and it looked expensive.
That was Clive's, I think, but I don't think it was all right.
X-Class doing anything except the softest of landings looks expensive.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's all pretty expensive, but it's good fun when it's. I think there's actual race on at Wings and Wheels the Saturday and the Sunday, so probably want to get there Saturday because I don't think there'll be any X-Classes flying on the Sunday because I reckon they'll all be done.
Sure. You said it was a 450 amp ESC for that, right?
That was the PDB.
Okay.
I think my ESCs are only 80.
Okay.
So they're not that bad, but
baby X-Class.
I want to put APD in it, but they're £100 a corner.
That's a lot, especially when you need £100 a corner and one spare.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like
Do you
having
think
a car tires, you know.
is
Yeah.
that the actual kind of cost of the chunky FETs, or is it the fact that only APC makes those and there's zero competition?
There is not really any competition out there. I think APD is just the best. So
I've been slowly trying to encourage people to get a hold of the new AM32 ESC. They finally put out a pre-flashed one, and I'm kind of hoping, like, maybe if that goes well, it'll start to bring a bit more competition into that space. Because right now, a manufacturer has to go and sign a contract with the Beal Heli 32 guys, get licensed firmware for that, or go their own route like APD, which is excruciatingly expensive and requires in-house R&D. So there's a 55 amp AM32 ESC which has come out, and I asked if Hobby RC would stock it, and they said they've reached out. So fingers crossed. It's from SkyStars, going to be 55 amp, and they reckon it'll do from 8K to 144K PWM. So quite a wide range. Don't know if that's going to help things or not. It supports all the features. Basically, it does everything Beal Heli 32 does, and it does some wacky stuff that with current protection and things that helps you if you bump stuff as a racer. It seems to be really popular with the racers. They say they're quite hard to fry. So fingers crossed, if that's popular, we might see a few people bringing out some new chunky ESCs on the high end as well.
that might be good.
I am looking forward to that day when you don't have to worry about, ESC power.
Yeah.
The ESC is like interchangeable between 4S super high KVs and like 6S.
Yeah, just
That'd be nice.
one ESC. What does it all?
There's a
Yeah.
few open source designs out there, and I'm just hoping that AM32 firmware is, we need something a bit fancier than Blue Jay, right? People are not going to put their X Class in the air with an 8-bit ESC. They're just not. So there's a few people who are designing their own ESCs, and I think the fundamentals of ESC design are quite well known. It's just that to get the firmware on it, it's a bit of a bind.
Well, look in the chat. Numbskull's just spent 250 on 4 APD 80 amps.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Did you see his maiden video? I saw.
I did.
That was pretty awesome.
It was.
Some
It
nice
was, and
cruise
then
speed on that.
Nice tune to it in the end.
It's hilarious on those big quads when people go for a power loop and they just kind of open up the throttle, flip around. You look at the sky, and the next time you see the ground, it's like 50 meters up.
Sounds like Cole, like when he was a bit out of practice on your power loops.
Oh, geez, sent it to the freaking moon, man. It was like it was just like I sent it way too high. Yeah.
It's better than
That's
the
the one
alternative.
thing I've never got the hang of is power loops. I've just never been any good at them.
Well, it's weird because the first time that I tried to do it in real, like I did it in the sim and whatever, but first times I tried to do them in real life, they scared the absolute crap out of me. And I ended up the first time I tried it, I almost crashed and I somehow saved myself. And I don't know, it's just kind of a timing thing. And you kind of have to know when to, pull back and when to give off the throttle, when to put the throttle back on. And once you actually get a hang of it, it's super easy. I've found it's, I don't know. It's actually not as difficult as it seems if you haven't kind of gotten it down. But yeah,
you really need to know kind of where your camera is at, though. I think that's the thing that catches me out is the camera angle. I can do rolls and stuff and mix in for the camera angle, but power loops, I never know whether I'm thrusting myself backwards or up. Right, that catches me out.
Yeah.
I mean, what I kind of do is so say this is the thing I'm going over, this is my quad or whatever. So say my phone is my quad. What I kind of do is I try to go underneath, and I'm like kind of slightly going this, but I throttle a lot when I'm around here, so I'm going up, but then I start pulling back. So I know I have the clearance, and I'm going sort of up, and then you start pitching it back, and then it kind of, I don't know. I'm not really that great at explaining
I
it.
get to there and then just throttle and go.
But...
Oops.
Well, I think that's what I'm doing, but then I look back and find out that I've kind of actually been throttling when I was more or less just like that, and I just go woo and shot straight up.
And then it just sends you straight up, right?
Yeah.
Well, if you guys are open to it, I can show you something I just flew on Monday when I did a couple power loops. If you want to see that.
I do
Just
find
don't
corkscrews
forget
are much
to-
easier. So long as I can keep like one side of the frame on the ground as a reference, I can like twirl it round stuff in a corkscrew, but a proper power loop when not looking at the ground at all.
It is weird. You're basically doing it blind. It's kind of freaky. Let me show you guys real quick, and I'll turn off the music. Is that what you were gonna say, Jack?
Well,
yeah,
just sort of
and
explain it as well because it's a podcast.
Yes.
audio
Yeah, yeah.
podcast.
So
you saying this is my phone is absolutely no good for audio listeners who are sat in
at
the
an
car.
angle of 37.5 degrees, applying 25% throttle.
Yeah, and that
Yeah,
works.
that's what we need.
let's see what I can do. I will do my best for you guys because I love you guys. Okay.
Full commentator. Think sports pundit.
All right.
I don't know whether I can handle that. I'm loving the messy desk behind you. It has changed some. There's some scissors. Yeah. Have you got new stuff?
Bottle of Loctite just in case.
Yeah, man.
You guys can see all that there?
Got our tight nuts.
Oh, he's going through metal as well with analog. Brave.
Yep. It was actually I was having a good time, but so yeah, I basically found this this construction site, and as you see, the construction site is just all bars and it's pretty scary looking, but I found this nice opening, like basically through this doorway. I kind of went up through the roof and then power looped back, and I mean it's not the cleanest of power loops, but I still managed
That's not bad.
still managed to do it. And so that was pretty fun. Then I also found I went to this university on a holiday when no one was around. I found these basically like arched walkways kind of thing.
Oh,
and
that's nice. Yeah.
Yeah, I figured out basically.
Got a name.
Sorry.
They have got a name. I just can't think what they're called.
Well, that's no good to
it's like a path kind of thing, but I mean, what I wanted to do, I wanted to learn how to split S to power loop because I was basically doing power loops all the time. But I'm like, wait, I could split S first and then loop around the thing I split S around. So basically, I did that there. I did the split S, and then I figured out, pull back and then get that loop. I sent that one a little bit to the moon.
Good.
The second one here, though, was really close call. Actually, I almost smashed the top of it. You can kind of see, like, oh, there's the roof.
Oh, yeah. That
Get
was
a little bit worried when they're glass sided. I have to say, a little bit.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I did it just enough that you could. I was just inspecting the top of the roof.
I wonder if the school administrator or whoever ever comes back in and like, who the hell smashed the side of my walkway?
Skyway Bridge.
Skyway Bridge. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Apparently, that's what they're called.
Yeah. So it's once you get the hang of the power, like I'm no power loop master or anything, but yeah, it's just practice.
I find the Matty flip is kind of easier to judge than a power loop, bizarrely, even though it's a bit more dangerous. Maybe it's just easier to see where you are.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just wanted to know a skyway, sky bridge, or skywalk, or skywalkway.
Elevated type of pedway. Is pedway a word?
I don't know. We could.
I mean, in French, feet are pied, I think. So
Pedways are elevated or underground walkways, often connecting urban high rises to each
Welcome to Let's Drive Out.
I'm pretty sure that word didn't exist until recently. It's just people.
Yeah.
Let's dictionary out.
Pedway. Yeah. Cole invented a pedway flip.
Yes. I'm the first one to do it. Actually, funny enough, when I was at that university, I only managed to be able to fly one battery, and then security pulled up in their little whoop whoop, and they were like, "Hey, what are you up to here?" She's like, "Oh yeah, I'm just lost and my phone's not working." Yeah.
You didn't say, "I'm ripping balls."
No, and it was a nice lady who was the security. So I just smiled and said, "Oh yeah, I'll be on my way. No problem, miss." But yeah.
Good luck, Ryan. Ryan's managed 12 packs this week over 3 sessions. Very happy, and heading out tomorrow morning at 4 a.m. to do a forest cinematic stuff. Fingers crossed.
Nice.
My
That's cool.
microphone is backed itself down. There's that normal volume now. I just realized something I run on my PC grabs the volume control on my mic and like dials it way down.
So yes.
Yeah, that sounds pretty cool. 4 a.m. in the forest, though. That sounds scary. Sounds like the synopsis of a horror movie.
Right.
I think he probably gets off at 4 a.m. from work and just gonna go straight out. So yeah, I've got to fly analog again in a month, and I haven't flown it for a long time.
Is that because you're not allowed DJI?
Yeah.
Oh.
For racing. I think they've tried it before and it just splatters over everyone. So
yeah,
that sounds about right.
Speaking of the alternative, HD0 been out there getting in front of the old fat shark fat hype machine and releasing the design for their goggles. And they've actually put out a 3D model so people can print their own shell and tinker with it and put bits and pieces on their goggles, which looks kind of cool.
So
who's jumping on this bandwagon? Any of you guys? Or you
That's not HD0.
No,
Yeah,
that's
the fat
that's
sharkies.
Gerg's Fat Shark. Oh yeah, the hilarious correspondence between the guys who made this, who are called Walksnail, an offshoot of Cadex, and the Fat Shark team. They didn't appear to even know Greg at Fat Shark's name and referred to him as Gerg in the correspondence they sent out to the whole world. So everyone's been calling these gurgles.
Gurgles.
look at it. Bardwell
was hyping it hard. He filmed part of that tunnel standing in a pipe like something out of a 90s music video. It was weird.
What part?
He's standing there. He's standing in a sewer pipe.
Oh yeah.
What?
He just needs frosted tips and he would be well away. Who's this guy?
Oh God, who is that guy?
So everyone's saying it's not DJI, it's not DJI, but they've totally like copied all of the text out of the DJI OSD, which gives people the impression it was DJI. So they're trying to make it look comfortable.
Oh, he's back in the fridge. But yeah, look at that.
The camera looks like a Nebula Nano. It's absolute pants.
Yeah, like, well, the one thing that I thought was weird is like, hey, so let's try to break it down here. It's not DJI. It's Walksnail, which is an offshore of Cadex.
That's good.
But then Cadex is a partner with DJI, are they not? So then it's like it is. It's weird, man. I guess everyone's been covering it, but
there's some crazy horse trading going on there. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that interview.
That interview was very odd because it went out like, this is a Fat Shark product. It's going to be the Fat Shark goggle, and then the conversation was something like the guy from Fat Shark saying, "Oh, we're very lucky to have been part of this product launch, and our partners have done all this amazing work." And then this image came out which said Walksnail over the top and was an identical set of goggles, but in a darker grey instead of a light grey white color. And you've got to think, so is this really anything Fat Shark in there? Maybe they put their diopters in there. Apparently the memory card's in the middle of the goggles in an awkward place, and everyone says, well, that's Fat Shark, because they seem to think that's going to stop you losing the micro SD because it will hit you in the nose instead of fall on the floor.
Get it in your eyeball.
The logic is there.
Well, it does, like the actual eye, whatever the What did you say? Why am I having a brain fart right now?
Press it. Someone press the dementia button.
Diopters.
Yeah,
Come on.
Under banners.
It looks like
The
the
diopters, yeah.
HDO2s, right? Like
Mm.
it kind of does have the same circular thing as the HDO2s, right?
They are a very big set of goggles, though. If you look at the height from the nose to the other side of the face, like that is a fat goggle. That is not the size of a normal analog goggle.
No.
Normally, an analog goggle has a faceplate that's taller, a lot taller than the goggle that is then in front of it. Whereas that, it's all goggle out from the forehead. That's going to be a chunky pair of goggles.
It is.
So
I think you
this
might
is-
want to put Brutus's. Is it Brutus? I can see from here. Little thing up on the screen.
Sorry, I think we both
Oh,
clicked at
read
the
it
same
out.
time. Oh, yeah.
That's-
It's Blunty searched for the contact on the Walk Snail webpage and instantly found a hit with Google's with Cadex's head of PR on Google. It was the same person. It's all a bit weird. A Walk Snail has appeared in some of the Cadex press releases. The antennas appeared to be made by Walk Snail when Cadex released a new type of antenna because they were using the Rush FPV Cherry ones, and then they swapped in some of their own brand and they had the Walk Snail logo. So Walk Snail's not a new company. It's been around for a while. It's been dragged into the arena to fulfill this role by the looks of it.
But you know, it was kind of funny. So Walksnail's site was live for a bit. Then it was like, taken down or password protected. And I basically just tried to type in Walksnail and it worked. The password was literally Walksnail. So I was like,
you and thousands of other people guessed that password correct first time.
yeah,
Exactly the same thing.
Set fire to something. Thank you, Numbskull, for your £5 towards dementia.
Yes, we all need that £5.
Indeed.
Anti-counterfeiting Curie plan.
I wonder what happens if you replace the water with
Make Jack big.
Yeah, I was just trying to find the make Jack big button.
Nope.
no.
No.
Oh,
No.
well,
That one.
there we go.
That's the one.
I think Brad's stolen all
Close.
my lighters.
Ah,
Oh man.
I know. Sorry.
Well, there's always an
outrage.
alternative to a lighter. You've got electricity and things.
No.
Yeah.
I don't like where that's going, Cole. He knows too much.
Whoa, fleur. Whoa, fleur.
I need
Whoa, fleur.
I need more juice.
Woo!
Wow.
please.
I'm not sure that seemed to work okay from here.
Yeah, I think you're doing all right. It's making me blink and move back in my chair, even though you're not.
Yeah,
You're
I
not
did the
here.
same thing.
Thank you, Numbskull.
Thanks, Numbskull.
Numbskull.
And hi, Win in the chat. I hope you are walking
I
a
hope
little
you're
bit better now,
buddy.
mate.
Right, let's try not
Cheers.
to spill that all over my keyboard again.
Or your lap area.
Yeah.
What, have we somehow changed our theme in the process here? It's like,
Looks like
For
it. It's all gone white.
Whoa,
my
that's
word,
cool.
My word.
Where's the background carbon fiber gone?
Yeah, I don't know.
Everyone's playing with buttons. They shouldn't be.
Oh, we are playing with
I
buttons.
literally leave stuff alone.
Hands off. Hands off
All right,
policy.
I won't touch it. Not touching it. All right, let's leave that. Now someone else is playing with buttons. We'll get there in the end, guys. We don't
I
know
don't
what half
know.
these buttons do. So back to the story. The
Yes.
Walk Snail put out a product called the Avatar HD goggle, and it appears that Fat Shark are basically using their name to relabel this product and sell it to the American market where they've got brand recognition, which makes sense. It's what you do if you've got a name and you want to sell a product. You quickly slap a label on it that people recognize, and you get instant sales. It happens all the time, right? A lot of board vendors do it in FPV. A lot of other people, a multitude of products are made by someone else and then sold under a different name simply to get people on board. So it's not out of the ordinary, but it's the first time that Fat Shark's done it, and it maybe feels like the big release was a little bit disingenuous because the release went out as it being a Fat Shark product, and the more scrutiny that it's put under, the more it appears to not be a Fat Shark product. And there was an opportunity there to talk about it, and Fat Shark kind of just stared the camera in the lens and decided not to talk about it. Not helped by the fact that Gerg there did an interview that was quite lengthy and spent a long time skirting around issues.
Yeah.
If it had been a 2-minute talk and he'd just said, "We got a goggle, it's great, it's excellent, it's going to be on sale at this date for this much, give it a go," that would have been fine.
Yeah.
But he kind of was given enough time, unfortunately, to kind of pause and look a bit awkward on the subject,
Yeah.
which is a shame.
Well, he should have hired a PR person for that interview, but
Yeah, he is maybe someone that perhaps is a great engineer, but could delegate the camera duties to other people.
Agreed.
I work with a lot of people in that bracket.
It was a bit weird.
at the same time, though, I mean, it's this brand new, innovative product. He probably wants, he wants to say something about it and have his face on it. So makes sense.
Yeah, it felt like I don't know how long they're preparing for the release, but it felt like that conversation went out cold with ad lib. And if there had been even a hymn sheet to read from, it would have been so much better. There was just a lot of awkwardness.
Yeah.
And, I work with techies who do presentations in front of audiences, and getting some computer nerd up on stage and giving them a microphone, you get a lot of deer in the headlights, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of... But if,
It almost
if you
seemed
just
like
give them something and get them to read it a few times beforehand, most people can do it.
Well, it almost seemed like he was having the conversation with JB, but it was almost like he was looking through JB or past him or something. It was.
It's probably done separately.
Just AI or just like I've blended it in. Yeah.
Smoke and mirrors and all that.
He's probably enamored by JB's new 90s boy band style and just couldn't get past it.
Yeah. Angsty JB was too much for him.
I know. JB has got some serious swagger nowadays. I don't know where it's come from.
Swagger and sandals, though, it's an odd combination.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's become Quad Jesus. Quad God with Sharpoo. And JB was born a lamb, but has been reborn as a lion with the help of Valkyra. And
he's definitely
DJI.
grown into this kind of role as a FPV mouthpiece. He's not bad at it at all.
Yeah,
if you compare the content he was spitting out 5 years ago to what he's doing now, it's definitely a different guy.
Oh yeah,
much more confident.
It must have been flow state. That's the only thing I can think of.
No, Carolyn Tyler in the chat has put. There you go.
Yeah, anyone talking about the indoor FPV from DJI? Yeah, I did see that actually.
I have seen renders of it.
Oops. Yeah, the sort of black whoop style kind of thing with a gimbal on it. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like a little scene book.
Yeah, apparently no acro mode though, which is odd.
Well, I think they're going to try to get. Well, it's it's trying to get more people into doing it, I suppose. So make it fly easy.
Get the Mavic users on a cine whoop type of or whatever.
Buy some goggles. Fly this.
Did you see the actual layout of that new DJI drone? Because it looked well confusing to me. The Cinewhoop one. Do we have a picture of that to hand? The one that was actually also called Avatar, confusingly.
It was just a render, wasn't it, or was it a real thing?
There's an actual picture of one.
It's like a top-down shot, and if you look at it, it's really confusing. It's got very small props, and there's a battery on top, and the battery overhangs like a third of the prop line. It's just
what am I searching
really weird
for?
design.
DJI Avatar or something?
DJI
Aveda.
Find it.
It's like a DJI Aveda. I have it here. I just don't know how to share.
Is this
my
not
screen.
right?
Yeah. No. So take away the
yes,
take away the R.
that one. The third image. Yeah.
There you go.
That one. That guy. Yeah.
This?
So that one. Get that one up. So you see how big the battery is compared to the props. I don't know
Oh,
who
what
designed it,
the
but they're throwing away
this?
like a third of their disk area. It's
Oh, Jack, what are you doing?
God
Right.
damn.
You see, like a third of the disk area is just
Yeah.
covered by the center of the frame. I don't know
And
what's,
it looks
what's
like
going
it's
on
got
there.
downward facing sensors to keep it 2 foot off the floor and all that lot. Yeah. I mean, it'd probably be good knowing DJI.
Yeah, it'll be good no matter what, and it'll get all the Mavic guys that want to do the
Cinematic
fly
stuff.
throughs or the
Mm.
any indoor stuff. Yeah, I'm sure it'll be cool.
It's just
But-
weird when you look at it and you can see,
It
right,
does
well,
look
there's
weird.
performance that they've left on the table. Like, why didn't they just make it 2 inches wider and actually use all of the prop area?
Hmm.
It's nuts.
That is barely gonna fly.
It's going to be like a brick.
I think it'd be good.
Yeah,
That's
it'll probably fly really well. Really, anything by DJI
Yeah,
is gonna.
30 minutes flight time.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but it's not going to be like a cine whoop. You're not going to be able to punch it and do anything acrobatic to surprise the viewer.
Well,
It's
who
going
does
to
that
be
anyway?
tracking
Yeah.
shots.
Well, you can see it even. Okay, so you see on the right, the bottom right under where it says
Wonder what that
DJI. That's where the gimbal is. You can like see where the camera gimbal is. It almost looks like the
What do
little
you think?
grill right there.
You think there's
Yeah.
going to be a gimbal on it as well?
It's
Oh, yeah,
one
look.
axis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, it'll probably. I'm assuming, and this is a guess, that it's going to be a 2-axis gimbal. I think.
Yeah.
Or one.
It doesn't look like there's room for another axis. I can see how they get one axis, but side to side looks really limited. Oh, you mean tilt?
Yeah.
You think it's going
Yeah.
to be
Well, they might have took that gimbal off
pitch
the
and tilt?
new
Mini 3.
Mini 3.
That is
Yeah.
some crazy serial numberness there as well. Look at all the like QR codes and
Yeah,
like
I do wonder
laser
why
etched
someone
serial
didn't block
number.
that out before they uploaded it.
Yeah, 'cause
Whoever
it just-
leaked that is in the shit now.
Yeah, we gave you number 7775111.
Yeah.
it's Photoshop. They just
Oh, look,
put their own numbers.
Carolyn's pointing out it says one axle gimbal. It says so in
There
the
you are.
text, but we
Ah.
One axis, man.
we don't believe everything we read.
You can probably do a
We'll
certain
see.
amount of stabilization just in electronic
It
without
might
an
be
actual
electronic.
gimbal.
Yeah, some of it.
Well, if you look at any of the new GoPros, what they can do, right? Like,
They're amazing. The 10 that I wear on my chest going down mountain biking, and it's just
rock solid.
yeah,
Yeah. Just
fucking
like-
brilliant.
Big old sensor though. You
Absolutely
know, for all
brilliant.
the jiggly.
Well, isn't there a thing where you can go like a certain amount of degrees and it still looks like it's level, right?
Yeah.
So is anyone interested in the V3 goggle, or are you just annoyed that DJI would even release something when they've already got a product out in the market?
I mean, I'm a HDO analog boy, so I don't know.
I got the DJI V1 goggles, and I won't probably buy anything for another year or two.
Yeah.
I'll just keep rocking them. I mean, the blades of grass are amazing.
So we got zero people going for DJI V3. How many people interested in this Fat Shark Avatar, whatever it is thing? Walk
I'm
snail?
interested, but I probably won't do that for another year or two either.
Well, there was
Well,
at-
the best battle.
And hang on a minute. And then the last one, HD0. Anyone interested in that?
Not at all.
Zero. Almost negative interest from Tony there.
Well, I mean, you really need to ask that question when Curry's here, because he's the one dealing with it, and all I hear is just, I don't know whether it's, like Curry stories, or like hearing how he deals with the problems, but he's got like the whole ribbon cable thing. He's having
HD0, not OpenHD. HD0. The one that Carl Zhao's doing.
I mean,
know
I
that
think it's
you're
going to be for
making
the racers are going to
Yeah.
love it.
yeah.
They released a new set of goggles. That's what I was saying, Jack. The new goggles that came out this week, where they released the 3D printed shell, and they're going to open source all the hardware design for it. That's HD0, which is just
Okay.
like an HDMI relay. It's not a compressed stream, really. Kind of a lossy compression, I guess. and it looks kind of low res and a bit fuzzy, but it sticks into the race band channels.
Yeah,
racers love
I've
it.
seen racers flying it, and it looks good. But I mean, I bought the. Oh no! What did I buy? What did I buy? What made it look really good, Jack? What was that thing we all bought? What I bought as a
Rapid fire.
racer? Huh?
Oh no, Clearview.
Clearview. It kind of looks the same as that to me, because running analog Clearview was absolutely brilliant at races. I had no static, nothing. It was perfect all the whole lap. So that's what it looks like to me when they're flying it. Maybe a little bit better, but
Was Clearview better than Rapid Fire?
yeah, Clearview I think was absolutely brilliant.
Weren't they all using the
Expensive,
same
though.
chip under the hood?
They were expensive. I've paid I don't even know where it is, and I paid for like 400 and something quid for that. But when I was racing, it was brilliant. 2 antennas, 1 point in that bit of track, 1 point in that bit of track. Well, good. And then on a stand next to me.
Nice.
Yeah, I loved it. I did use it with my X-Class once, and it was really good. And then I lost visual and literally had to take my goggles off, look behind me. I was going around an oval track at Martin.
Oh, right. You're on
And,
patches.
hover it and just put it down. And I've never ever used it since that.
Was that because you had 2 patches?
I don't know
Lost
what happened. My screen went black. It's done it twice. Done it once while I was racing and once with the X-Class, and I just never trusted it on the X-Class again. I've always just flown my goggles with the X-Class. Never had any issues with that. So, but yeah, I really like that system. It was really good. And if I ever fly analog again, like maybe race, I doubt I'll ever race again. But yeah, that was the best.
Was there any way to update that unit? Was there any?
I think you did get a lead that you could update it with, but I don't think there was any.
Is it just not supported anymore? Has the company gone under or something?
I don't even
know. I don't know.
Who made it?
They done a race version of it.
So the product and the company are called Clearview.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's just something Clearview.
I must say, I've got a rapid fire, and I just never bothered to dig it out. I always use the module that's in the sky zones. It's just fine.
I think
the rapid fire is maybe a fraction better at times, but the interface on the rapid fire completely sucks. I'm just not interested in using it.
Yeah,
just
the same as me. It's another thing to bloody remember, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, I went from having a True D module to the TBS Fusion, and I like the Fusion. Yeah.
It's got to be better. Are you using sync
channel?
Sorry, say that again.
Jack, someone? Hello?
I was going to say it's when you change channel on the Immersion RC, it goes completely black, and that just irritates me. Like, to get the menu up, instead of seeing the menu in front of the video stream, it just gives you a black screen with the menu. But when on the Sky Zones, the menu is just overlaid on the video. If you use the native module, it's so much nicer.
Are they still for sale, Jack?
I don't know. Which one did you have?
Far right. That was the first one that came out about 5 years ago, I believe.
Please allow 7 to 10 business days for shipments of new orders.
I paid
$549.
Yeah, it's about 400 quid. So it's not
what
changed.
What's the size of that? That doesn't look
anyone
like
want to buy
module.
Clearview from me?
524 pounds.
I think that's Thomas, isn't it?
That looks like Thomas, yeah.
Look at the unit.
Oh, that's massive, eh? Huh.
What? Is that what you're using, Tone? On a
no,
tripod?
I think that's a patch he's put on there. It looks like he might be flying.
I think it's there. I think it's that one.
Yeah, it's that bit there.
The picture of the Clearview said it showed this thing with a plug on each side. It didn't look like a goggle module. It looked like a.
No, it's not a goggle.
Yeah, it's for a tripod.
Yeah, it's for a tripod.
Oh wow. That's too much.
Yeah, just one patch that way, one that way.
Raw video out, no condom. AV1, AV2.
You sicko.
And turn the left and right in
Word
case
is
you know you're
prophylactic,
dyslexic.
honestly.
Channel menu power.
Digitally enhanced.
It was
I
great.
know.
Ooh.
For her pleasure.
I'm quite keen on HD0 to replace all this gubbins. It's
And
just
here-
like it's 1980s tech, isn't it?
Here
It is old
we
tech,
have-
but it worked really well.
Oh my god, it
on there.
loads
Yeah.
like a 90s website.
HD0 is Spanx analog in most ways, except for edge sharpening. For some reason, that they don't have the edge sharpening quite as good as analog. Analog gets really nice, crispy edge sharpening, which
Look.
HD0 doesn't quite do.
We've added an OLED screen. You've got a jog wheel, and you can run it off a 6S LiPo. Clearview 2.0.
Who goes
Iftron's
out for a little
Technologies.
fly and takes a tripod with them, though? I mean,
Well,
Yeah,
it was for racers. I mean, that says
Mate,
racer on it.
It was
Yeah.
it was back in the day. That's what it was like.
If you're going around a track 5 years ago, no, having that and seeing where
Racers
you
all
could
have
go
goggles
all the
now.
time was
yeah,
brilliant.
I guess 5 years ago.
She wants
I'm
food
pretty
or
sure they
hand-
all have the same chip in them, though. That the whole sync reconstruction thing, it's got to the point where TBS Fusion and Rapid Fire are pretty much identical, and there's nowhere to go. Like all the improvements that could possibly be made have been made, and short of someone designing a completely new analog circuit from the ground up, there's nothing
I'll
left.
bring it out the next time we have an LDO meet and
Look,
plug it in and
Yeah,
have a go
give it a
because
go.
it's
Yeah.
it is really, really good.
the other benefit
it'd be
of
interesting.
this was when it was attached to a tripod, you could use it to like beat the dinosaurs off with when Tiny was flying. You know, it was like
Fuck off.
Why are you beating off dinosaurs exactly?
Don't put the music in, editor. I haven't heard that for a long time and we don't want to.
Oh, editor, do it.
No.
The Jurassic Park theme.
Trappy says
Clearview.
shipping.
Hang on. Clearview, £309 to $319.
Bargain.
No expense spared.
Does that include the tripod?
No.
Or does that get you a butler to hold it?
Yeah.
My
Me.
butler
I should
help
dress
mine.
up in a butler suit and hold it for Tony. I think that would be
I'd
quite
like
a.
that.
15 degrees left, Jeeves.
I proofed those stickers, by the way, of I live my life on LiPo at a time. So if you want one of those Tony
Oh,
stickers, you've got to buy an LED board.
Can people see them? Can you hold one up?
No, I haven't got them yet,
Oh, okay.
but they're on their way.
Oh dear.
Did you correct the arms to avoid copyright strikes? Copyright
I
infringement.
know, innit? as if, like how did you chat to Mike at Hobby RC? Because he's ignored my pleas for listing my LED boards.
So there's a couple of things I did. One, I'm not Jack.
That might help. The twat from LDO. Sorry, editor.
Sorry, I've no idea. I just asked nicely. Probably because it was about the same time as I placed an order. They happened to read the email.
No, it's the mustache.
Give him money. Maybe I need to buy something, buy more stuff.
Well, I've got to put in an order. You can do it for me, and then, try that way.
Like, hey, I'm buying some stuff, and hey, you want to sell some of my stuff?
Yeah.
I mean, why not just Etsy it, Jack? Is it too much hassle?
Yeah, you get weird people who just want stickers of cats.
But you make stickers of cats.
Not anymore. It looks more. My new cat copyright-free cat design looks more like a squirrel.
Can we see it? I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah. You can. Hang on.
Is this your new thing?
This is copy-free,
Is this your
right?
new avatar?
Free Jack. Yeah.
Like
Got
Jack Big.
This is Creative Commons. No, not good. This is
Biggin.
Hang on, I've got to find it. I've got to,
Do,
So
do,
did you get
do,
told
do,
off
do.
having your little cat thing
No,
then as your
no, because
avatar?
like what was worse was what like I updated the design
Hmm.
and then the worst part was that they tried to then
It
print.
does look like a squirrel.
It looks more squirrely.
It's quite cattish. It's gotten a lot fatter. It used to be a pyramid shaped cat, and now it's definitely quite doughy around the middle.
Yeah, I'm a pretty fat cat myself. But
I
there you
like
go.
that you can actually see the fluffiness.
I'm very fluffy.
Raw power.
No comment.
Sell sticker. Caroline
Sell
that is
stickers.
genius. Sell stickers at £12 with a free LED board. I think I'd make more money if I did that.
Like, what the
Marketing,
fuck
baby.
have you sent me?
Marketing.
I wanted
Yeah.
stickers of cats, and I've got a piece of circuitry.
Yeah.
The new
What do I
one's
do with
more hairy, just like real life.
Jack is a hairy beast. That's why his other nickname is the Yeti.
Yeah, gone a bit Garfield. Yeah.
Garfield. Oh, okay. Well, it's not
Oh
orange
God!
though.
Can you imagine if they accuse me of copyrighting Garfield now? So I've basically got to spend my life going through all my images and everything and re-uploading. Oh,
Rebranding.
the Empire of Dirt's falling apart. I can't move, or there's going to be.
Did I tell you that I bought
Still.
a cursed radio? By the
No.
way, this
In
cursed
Big
radio.
and Stephen.
Oh, the Light Radio 3?
Yeah,
That looks like a
Nipples.
lump of right.
Shiza.
Right, so you're turning it on. The OLED
Okay, so that's
lit
like
up.
the TBS.
the
That's
OLED
yeah,
is
yeah.
super bright and doesn't want to focus here because reasons.
Yeah, that's fine.
Anyway, the OLED
Yeah.
looks cool. The radio itself is a little bit tricksy, a little bit concerning. I don't think I'm going to be flying many quads on this.
Is that
But-
a toy? Or is
Yeah,
it
pretty much. It
was
runs
gonna say, it
OpenTX
looks-
and it's got an OLED and it's got Express LRS inside. So it's a
Can we see the
capable-ish radio.
gimbals?
Yeah, it's got quite nice gimbal protectors. Well, these are rubber. So it's got a couple of they're all right. They're the same as you get on other small radios. They're Hall sensor, but they're a little bit loose, and I had to fart around with the tensioners a lot when I got it.
If
The
they're anything
weirdest
like
thing though is check these out. Look at these puppies. It's got push button switches. I mean, the trouble is that they don't engage and disengage in the middle of the throw. It's right at the end. So if you just tap it, it changes state. The tiniest bit. So you go, if you just nudge it, it'll arm. Or if you've got it the other way around, you just nudge it and it disarms. And so I've had to put them as sticky logical switches because otherwise they're just like hair triggers and they're useless. Because most 2POS, they go in the middle of the throw, they change state, not just when you like nudge them a tiny 0.5 millimeter. The ones at the top are not too bad actually, like 3POS rockers, but the two positions are kind of like nightmare death traps, really.
Is that a cheap
not
one
a-
for beginners or something? What I mean,
This is, I think, 74 quid. It's quite a cheap radio, really. And it's don't get me wrong, it's nice, and on a simulator, this is perfect because it's got Express LRS with a built-in Bluetooth. So it's a Bluetooth gamepad that also has USB if you don't have Bluetooth, and you can use it to fly your whoops and smaller quads. But when flying something big, the behavior of these two position switches is a bit of a anxiety-provoking feature. Yeah.
Well, my first radio was the Light Radio 2 SE, so the version before that one, and I just used it for the sim. Excuse me. And I don't know, the gimbals seemed really janky on them, and it seemed cheap. I don't know. It just but again, it was only like $50. So what do you expect, right?
They've charged a bit more for that
I
one.
mean-
I did open it up and I put a load of lithium grease on the gimbals, which helped a bit, but I had to kind of mess around with the gimbal tensioning for a while before they felt good.
It looks all right for a beginner's radio or whatever,
Yeah, for starter, yeah, it's great.
Quite nice, but just not
The trouble is that
thing.
I wanted something to experiment with. That's fine, but the Zorro's originally released at about 75 quid, the same as that. The Zorro now is 110, 120. It's been so popular the price has shot up.
Wow.
Indeed. Oh, who's in the chat?
Anywho.
Fossil
Hello,
stuff.
Fossil.
Yeah.
Yeah, the other thing is that the beta FPV curses that they're terrible at software. Like they just can't get their act together. So they knew they were going to be releasing this for ages, but they released it without any code in ExpressLRS or HTX, which ordinarily wouldn't be that big of a deal. But to bind with ExpressLRS, you've got to compile it with your own passphrase in. And so when the radio came out, you couldn't actually bind it to anything. I had to actually go chasing around and ask people, do you have a pull request? Is there a branch that I can get to build the code for this radio myself so I can put my passphrase in? And I had to go and find people's branches, ask them if they could please do a pull request so I can clone the PR.
Hassle.
And I'm there using Git on the command line just to get this radio to work. So a bit of a pain in the bottom, to be honest. And the HTX code has just landed and is going through review. And it looks like the first thing is, why are all these spaces here? Why are you doing this? This shouldn't be in this PR. It should be in another PR. It's just quite rough code. And, Beta FPV basically got me into this hobby because they were there on Amazon. They did a load of beginner kit and I could, fly something and just next day prime things to feed my growing addiction. But when it comes to software, they are well behind the curve for whatever reason.
Jump the gun. Yeah.
I don't know. I've lost ton. How have you lost 10 subs?
I think it's all my old flying people going because I'm not doing much flying. It's all other stuff because I've changed.
Oh, yeah.
All my subs I built up over the years was just literally flying, and that was all I did. And because I changed it all, I think I'm just losing people's interest who just like flying, don't like camping, mountain biking, whatever. I'm pretty sure it's that people.
Maybe you need sub channels, Tony. You need to brand it like
Arsed.
Tony Airsoft or something.
I can't be bothered. But me and Jack raced to 1,000, and it was what's done's done. I'm not bothered at all.
Yeah, you can't get too obsessed with YouTube. I think I've got 15 subs or something. That's my life.
More than that.
I need to upload content, but I haven't even gone out and tested the.
You flew last week or the week before, didn't you?
Yeah, but it's all this the stuff I've been working with Digby Down.
On your question from Fossil there.
Yeah, no. I was looking at Twitter, if you must know. I was looking at Dino and their dirty DRM RFID stickers. I won't print anything unless I've got a RFID tag saying that I'm a genuine sticker that counts down how many stickers you use. Yeah, the flying I did, it really stressed me out, and I struggled with it.
It's hard work, isn't it?
Yeah, it almost broke me, because it's with the damaging little tiny props and trying to troubleshoot. It was just a nightmare. No matter what I did with the PIDs, it didn't get better. And then you change the props, and then it flies smooth again.
Yeah.
Which what's that?
It was the T-Motor Tron, little HD whoop.
Tron 80, yeah.
Yeah. I've got to say, I didn't understand the whole HD whoop craze. It's nice to get the video, but the video isn't that great that you get from them. And when you have weight on a whoop, it's just asking for breakages.
Yeah, I found it quite difficult. It wasn't. What I should say is, it wasn't flying for leisure. So,
no.
Well, whenever you're not flying for, yourself and you're doing it for
A
someone
purpose.
or a perk or a work, it's always stressful.
Yeah, so we're just
Especially if someone's saying, I want this done, I want that done, and you're like, I can't actually do that with quads, mate.
Yeah.
You know, you have to tell them, like, you can't physically, that's impossible.
yeah.
I can do
Yeah,
this though. And
You become an educator, not just a
yeah, you
pilot, yeah.
can't, don't, like Tommy said when we had Tommy on, don't ever say no, just say, I can do this though, not what you're asking, but I could do
Yeah.
this. But it is a stressful thing.
Managing expectations.
Yep.
All right, guys. Well, that is all we've got time for. You've been listening to Let's Try Now. We are supported by our lovely Patreons. Thank you, guys. We need to remind me, we need to add more names to this because we've had some lovely new Patreons
That's very
who
good.
I can read out their names out loud. Hang on, let me just hang on. I can read out who they are.
Hit the like button, subscribe, tune in every
Share to people.
Let us know if you've got any topics you want us to talk about as well. Reach out.
Yeah.
Shout at us.
Chris, Richard, Alexander, and Mark, and Ben as well. Thank you, guys.
Thanks,
you guys rule. Like, I need to add you guys your names.
If you're watching, your names are scrolling across the buttons, except for the new one Jack's just mentioned. If you're listening, why aren't you watching? Come and join us on a Thursday.
8 p.m. on YouTube. .com/Let's Try Now. So we have had our hosts, Stephen.
Cheers. Thanks, everyone.
Cole.
Good night.
Moni.
Bonjour.
This
is
I love
really
you.
shit.
And I've been Jack, Bright Software. Thank you, guys. Good night. Unsubscribe from Tony.
Thanks, everyone. Thanks, all our wonderful Patreons.
We love you.
Bye.
We love you.
Bye.